I gave those proofs. I'll go back and I'll give
something
them.
related to what Hamza used to said last night about like when he is like obviously burning people alive. If people use that to burn people alive, but then after the hadith after that contradicts that hadith, so.
I will come back to that. I will not forget. Mason, would you send me a text?
Absolutely.
Reminding me to address and give the actual proofs for that?
Proofs for
Because the stoning does not come from the Quran, the stoning came from the Bible. And I will give, and just put on there for me to give the proofs of the punishment for adultery from the Quran. The same way, just let me touch on this for a minute. I have 12 verses that address apostasy. The majority of Muslims believe that if someone leaves Islam, they are supposed to be killed. There are 12 verses in the Holy Quran that says if somebody leaves, that it is up to Allah. Allah will judge them on the Day of Judgment. Apostasy and this murder that took place was not to do with apostasy, it was to do with treason. And you have to know the history to understand that. Treason is also a crime that you will be executed for in the United States of America. But it's not, the subject of it is not actually leaving the faith. I can give you, if you like it, 12 verses from the Holy Quran where people left Islam and it says Allah will deal with them on the Day of Judgment. We are not the judges. We don't deal with that. But there are 12 very specific verses. Extremely specific.
But no beating.
But there's no beating. Abu Ad-Darda reported that Allah's Messenger ﷺ said, any woman whose husband dies and she marries after him, she will then be in the hereafter for the last one of her husbands. Al-Tabarani. Aisha reported that Allah's Messenger said, a woman will be for the last one of her husbands. This is another narration of this same hadith.
What does that mean?
It means that, for example, earlier, I'm married to my wife. If she remarries after I die, then she'll be with that man in paradise if she's happy with him.
So
I don't want her to die because I want to be with her. I mean, I don't want her to remarry because I want to be with her.
But you said if she's happy.
If she's happy. You want me to go back to the hadith?
And what would happen to the husband then?
If you don't marry, then
I do not know. All I know is that this is the hadith right here. When a married couple has a good relationship based on faith, iman, and taqwa, their relationship will extend into the next life, and the woman will continue to be the wife of the last man to whom she was married. And here's the hadith. Any woman whose husband dies and she marries after him, she will be in the hereafter for the last one of her husbands. Aisha reported that Allah's Messenger said a woman will be for the last one of her husbands. It doesn't say about being happy. It just says her last husband.
what about if you have only one husband, first husband?
You better
Well,
get married.
you better get married and get your But listen. Listen now. Listen up. We all know that paradise is going to be so wonderful anyway that we aren't even going to think about any deficits in paradise. Okay? It's just not going to be there. Yes, brother?
What happens when you have multiple wives?
Allahu A'lam. I don't want to know. No, stop for
So
Allah.
the answer is if you don't marry again and you die, you're gonna be with your last husband, or you can have a choice.
Not if he was a, you thought it was a bad husband, right?
So
Say
I'll
that
have a
again, I'm
choice.
sorry, sister.
Okay, if I go to paradise, inshallah, and I don't never married again, I'll be with my ex-last husband.
Is he your husband?
Do I have?
If you divorced him, is he your husband?
No.
Not your husband, you divorced him.
Okay, so I can have a choice over there.
Yeah. Mashallah. with this? But just remember this, that paradise is going to be so phenomenal that for 3 days, all you're going to say is salam alaikum. You're not even going to be thinking about a man or a woman. You just say salam alaikum, salam alaikum, salam alaikum, salam alaikum, salam alaikum. You're going to be like a metronome. Salam alaikum. Oh, I made it. Can you imagine the triumph? You ever seen anybody cross the line of a marathon? That big smile. Imagine what it's going to be like if we get to paradise. MashaAllah.
Do you want to ask if anybody wants to share?
Yes, would anybody like to share?
So we should.
I'll wrap it up right here at a last thing. Somehow this thing stopped working.
I know, I was
That was so powerful. We are at slide 27.